What's up, guys? Big Guy Bets back at it again with another free picks video. First off, you guys know I like to say thank you for being here. Thank you for liking the videos. Thank you for subscribing. If you haven't already subscribed, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. It's absolutely free, okay, guys? I appreciate the subscribers. It keeps me from, keeping on doing these videos and putting out this content, this free content, free bangers for you guys. So I do appreciate if you guys would do that. But guys, I am sorry for not being here the last couple of days. I did go on a trip to Reno. For those of you that didn't know or haven't watched the previous videos or aren't in my VIP or free pick plan on Winnable, I did go to Reno with all my buddies. We always do that for March Madness every year. For the first 3 days, we go over there and we just gamble our asses off on all the madness, get to see each other, all my college buddies, and it's a great time, guys. So it's one of those things where I brought all my stuff. I couldn't bring my entire setup, so that was the hardest part. But it really is hard to get out free content I don't want to put out bullshit for you guys. I want to be able to put all my effort into, all the picks, and especially the free ones. I want to be able to give you guys winners all the time. So I didn't want to, force anything that wasn't there, guys. So I am finally back. I will be posting every single day, probably for the rest of my lifetime. I don't know if I want to take any more trips. The only other trip I do have planned is the College World Series, and that is going to be content central because that is what I do. I do college baseball. I am the best in the business. I truly believe that. And those of you that have been in my VIP for a while now, you're definitely seeing that. And if you've been following since the beginning, I have been posting nothing but bangers, guys. We are on a 15-6 run on free picks, okay? This is my first video since we were 13-6. We hit that 13-6 one very easily, and then I also did post a free pick on my Winnable. So if you guys haven't already, go subscribe at least to my free plan on Winnable, winnable.com/BGS bets. You'll get that free pick. That's the last free pick was the under in the North Carolina game. I believe it was 15 or at least 14.5, and the final score was 6-1. It was a no sweat, same as the Arkansas one, the last one I posted. So we are on a 15-6 run on free picks, guys. Absolutely heater that we're on. As you guys can tell, there was no baseball picks yesterday. I normally go over VIP, but there was no picks yesterday. I kind of told everybody I was leaning one way, but you can't really trust Stanford's bats right now, so we didn't do any play yesterday. And I did end up watching the Bachelor finale. I will post my text message below to one of my friends. Guys, I can pick anything. I truly believe that if I just put, a little bit of research, a little bit of here, a little bit of there, I'm going to hit a lot of the time. And I did invest myself into The Bachelor, and I am just him. I was able to pick the winner from the very first day, and she made it all the way to the end, and now they're engaged. So, hey, a little pat on the back that I know The Bachelor as well. So if you guys want, futures for The Bachelor moving forward, if they ever put those out, I'm going to put them out. So, but 3-1 was on Saturday. We got our lick back on Sunday. This was the VIP card on Sunday, guys. We just continue to cash. It's been a little middling. The books have been a little bit sharp here and there, but we still are well over 100 units already to this year. We just keep on climbing. It's just been a little bit more slow because of the plays. I mean, the cards have been a little bit smaller because of how sharp the lines are. And when you get into the first little bit of SEC and ACC play, you really do have to feel these teams out because later on in the year is when we really attack. So if you guys haven't already, I'd go ahead and hop on one of my plans because I only have one more college baseball season pass, $300 for the rest of the year, guys. It is an amazing pass. If you guys really want to make money this year, that is the best thing. If you guys are college baseball gamblers, I truly, truly do. If you guys want to go find somebody that does this for free, I mean, I would highly doubt that anybody does that is as good as me at doing this, guys. This is an amazing, amazing opportunity for you guys to be able to join the team. I am very, very, very good at doing this, okay, guys? I do as much research as anyone in the business. I know all the teams. I know their tendencies. I've been doing this for the last 4 or 5 years. I've really perfected a strategy in order to win these games day in, day out, guys. It is really hard to hit over a 60% clip in college baseball. I'm well over 80% right now, okay? It is crazy that it's stacking up winning days every day, guys, is hard, especially when you bet every single day, but I truly believe that I'm the best in the business, and this is a very limited time opportunity to be able to take that last pass. So again, appreciate you guys all for being here, but I do want to make you guys money at the end of the day, guys. I have to do this because the books took me off. I've gone through my third book this year, and they limit me on all my bets because of how much I've basically cream pied them in baseball. Okay, guys, it's hard because I really do want to just gamble on these games, and they won't let me do it. So that's why I have to make these videos and get you guys on VIP, because of the fact I can't even gamble on these games because they won't allow me to do so. They've limited me too much. So without further ado, guys, let's go ahead and get into the slate. The slate today, honestly, is not the worst I've ever seen for college baseball. It's one of those things where these little middling teams, you don't really know if they're going to go out and, put belt to ass, or if they're going to be saving all their guys for the weekend. Most of the bigger teams, this is when you look for those dogs, guys, because the dogs be barking in the middle of the season. This is because when you're a little like mid-major team, or a team that maybe is on the cusp of like doing something great, you really do want to beat these, good teams that are either coming into your house or you're going into their house, because at the end of the year, when the selection committee is picking somebody and you didn't win your division, that is when you kind of sneak in there as an extra team, because you had that really big, what they call, quad one wins and stuff. So that is why these games are important for those little dogs. They're not as big for the big dogs because they have plenty of other opportunities to beat, people in there. So like, for instance, this Georgia-West Georgia game, this game means a hell of a lot more to West Georgia than it means to Georgia, okay? I'm going to assume they're at home. They don't have to have a travel roster, so they're going to throw the back half of the bullpen. So I would expect a lot of runs in this game because it's guys that don't get too many innings and guys that don't get to travel, okay? They're going to save all their good bullpen arms for the weekend. That's kind of what I'm saying. I hope that makes sense to most of you guys. Again, it's more when you look in these middle games, you look for either teams that are coming off a really bad weekend, or good teams that are coming off a really bad weekend to, looking to get right, or you're looking for a dog, like how last week, in my VIP section, we had Richmond against Virginia at home, and they went ahead and won outright, okay? Plus 4.5, we had them, and we had them on the money line, plus 275 in VIP. That cashed easily because those games mean a hell of a lot more to Richmond than they do to Virginia. So that's kind of why I say that, guys. But other than that, Coastal Clemson's a really good midweek matchup. Clemson honestly has been impressing me a lot this year. I did think that they were going to make the World Series. They were my first Omaha 8. I wouldn't say I love this team necessarily, but they're not terrible, okay? Coastal Carolina still has been pretty decent to this point, but not a team that, I'm wanting to back totally. This game's at 6 p.m. I always like to take overs with teams like these when they're playing against each other, but late night overs are not on the table for me anymore after kind of what's happened recently. So I'm going to go ahead and stay away from that. North Carolina, South Carolina, this game did definitely jump out to me because North Carolina has been, kind of dwindling, trending down. And South Carolina just came off of a series against an Arkansas pitching staff that's easily the best in the country, if not second to Tennessee. And in this situation, you always do like to take a team that maybe played a better pitching staff, because now, North Carolina's back half of their bullpen and midweek starters aren't going to look as good. As Arkansas. So, but they're not at home. That's the only reason I kind of stayed off this game. I did initially think that South Carolina was the home team, but they're actually traveling to Truist Field, which is a neutral site game for both of these teams. So I'm probably not taking anything in that one. If I were to lean any different way, I'd want to take South Carolina because of them coming off of a 3-game skid. And I'm not really a big fan of this North Carolina team to this point. Any other games, at least in the top 25, that I really do like? Not too much, to be honest with you. This Louisiana LSU game's interesting. Originally, if LSU would have won that last game, or at least won the series against Texas, I probably would have leaned Louisiana in this game, but I can't specifically in this game because LSU's coming off a loss. They might be ready to, rock and roll and beat the shit out of Louisiana. So we're going to go ahead and stay off that one as well. Oregon State and Washington. Oregon State, that team is just weird to me. They should be a hell of a lot better. Washington did lose a really, really bad midweek game last week. I would definitely lean Oregon in this game, but I would assume the money line doesn't come out. It's something you're super excited about. This Missouri State-Arkansas game, I always am interested in Missouri State because they do hit a little bit, but I mean, I would never take them over the Hogs in any, sort of situation. But I do tend to lean to the under in this game, especially a late night game. You just always worry about Arkansas just, basically putting belt to ass like they do to everybody else and scoring too many runs. But if that game comes out at about 14.5, I'd go ahead and take the under. The books have that's why if any of you guys are actually in VIP, you're seeing that we're taking a lot more unders. The books are starting to just juice those puppies up to, absurd numbers, 14.5, 15.5. If you don't have teams like Georgia or Georgia Tech or Alabama that are, in those games, definitely just be blindly taking unders, in my opinion, because it is absurd how they think some of these teams are just going to kind of roll over. It is hard to score that many runs, guys, especially with runners in scoring position. Not a lot of these kids are great with it in that situation. So, again, that's an under that I look for in this game here. Southern, no, I have nothing in that game. We're going to go to the Florida State. If you guys remember, if you've been a part of the channel, we did take Florida on the road against Florida State a couple weeks ago. That is when Florida was like plus 150 on the money line, and I gave that out for a free pick play, and it went ahead and cashed. Okay, guys. In this specific game, this is another game where they are traveling to a neutral site. So I don't really have a lean in any of these different in this one. It's kind of hard because Florida just absolutely got shit pumped by Georgia, and I can't really say that I like either different side because Florida State, I mean, they are 20-3, but I haven't seen them play anybody worth a shit, to be honest with you. So, and Florida, again, they're 0-6 in the SEC. I definitely lean Florida in this game, but it could be a bounce back spot for Florida State because they did lose the last one. So kind of staying away. I need to make sure I see what the odds are in this game before I give anything out. But other than that, guys, that's kind of the slate that I do like to talk about. This Auburn South Alabama game, not really a game that I really want to take. Auburn, I really was looking for maybe a dip down spot because they are playing Georgia this weekend, but South Alabama just isn't good enough. Their starter isn't good enough today for me to warrant taking them. So that's kind of the board, guys. To go into the play of the day, let me go ahead and find where we're at. We're going to go ahead and take a look in this game, this UCF Jacksonville game, okay? So UCF did really disappoint me this weekend. It was kind of one of those situations where Houston is a pretty good Big 12 team, but they just aren't the greatest. And, kind of seeing UCF go throughout their lineup, they just weren't hitting as well. They are one of the top hitting teams in the country, a little over 330 batting average. So it's one of those things where I'm kind of confused why they didn't, play as well maybe at home. I watched a little bit of the Saturday game and I watched the whole game on Sunday, and they just aren't really doing well with runners in scoring position. I think it also has to do with Houston had a couple good arms that they kind of just rode throughout the weekend that maybe kind of threw them off. So in this situation against Jacksonville, guys, I haven't been the most impressed with Jacksonville this far this season. I mean, they're okay, but when you're losing back-to-back games against Stetson, I really am a believer that Stetson is not a good team this year. They lost a lot of good talent, and honestly, they're just not very good. So coming off of 2 losses at home, I think that we may be able to get a good price on UCF because maybe the books give a little bit more lean to Jacksonville. Maybe we can get UCF either at a good money line price or at least at -1.5. So I want to go ahead and take UCF in this game. It is because UCF needs a bounce back spot. They're actually a really solid team. They're a team that I think could make a little bit of noise in the regional. In this situation against Jacksonville, I just don't see this team doing very well on a midweek game. They did just get absolutely fucking pumped by Florida 16-4 in their last midweek. They beat Bethune-Cookman. That's a real big impressive win. And Georgia Southern, not the greatest midweek game. Anybody, I guess, that is formidable. They lost to Florida State. And then they lost to Florida again earlier on in the year, okay? I just don't like this Jacksonville team, moving forward. I like UCF coming off of a loss, coming off of a series loss, most importantly, against the Houston team. They do play Cincinnati this weekend, and I don't think it's a look-ahead spot. So I think that we could get a good price. If you get UCF maybe at 2.5 as well, I don't know what the books are going to come out as. They still have not posted any lines. I waited till the next morning, okay? So this is actually Tuesday morning that I'm recording this video, super early in the morning. Still no lines, guys. It's really hard to make these videos sometimes without any lines, but at least I'm able to kind of get out some content to you guys, at least to see kind of what we're thinking. But in this situation specifically, guys, I do believe that UCF is in a bounce back spot. They're ready to kind of win this game. They have a really good bullpen. That's why I like to take them in these midweeks. If you kind of see, obviously they beat Stetson, a team that Jacksonville couldn't take care of this last weekend, but then they've taken care of Florida by 10. They took care of Miami by 10. I think in the midweeks, they really jump out at you. I wish Jacksonville was a little bit more formidable of an opponent, because it does look like UCF does come out to play against the big dogs in the midweek. I don't think they would necessarily think Jacksonville is a big dog, but I do believe that in midweeks, they go out and attack, okay? And they're going to go out and attack and beat the shit out of them this week. I don't think that they're going to look ahead to Cincinnati. They're staying in Florida. It's not a big travel spot. They do need to come back and win this game, okay? They have not, necessarily played to their standard. They haven't scored very many runs, kind of how they were early in the year. This is a good bounce back spot, okay, guys? So we're going to go ahead and take UCF on the money line. Hopefully they're -1, at least -145, -150. If they come out -200, let's go ahead and take the -1.5, okay, guys? So that is your free pick for today. I do appreciate everybody for being here. I'm so glad to be back. I'm so glad to be back doing content for you guys. I love you all. Best of luck in your bets. VIP, I'll see you guys in a little bit, and we'll see you in the next one. Peace, guys.